Hi everybody, this is Dave Kline for the Mountain Folklore newspaper column and Dave Kline Productions. We're spending a couple days exploring the ski in, ski out experience at the Camelback Lodge. That's a ski lodge and a ski mountain in Tannersville, Pennsylvania. It's one of Pennsylvania's oldest, most active ski areas for decades now, and it's always a lot of fun. So let's go check it out. When you first arrive at Camelback's new lodge, you are going to be treated to a spectacle for the eyes and the senses. It's the beautiful exterior here. You can see stone and wood, of course, the hallmark of any wonderful alpine mountain ski resort area. Now we're walking through the doors and we're going to head into the spacious lobby where you check in. And immediately you see, wow, this is a huge and welcoming place. A little library over there. You can sit by the fireplace, little cafe bar. And as we scroll here to the right, you'll see there's a restaurant and a general store, and that is the check-in area you just saw right there. The rooms are off to the right. The amenities are off to the left. And we're looking at their general store now. And now the Hemispheres restaurant, where you can have a wonderful buffet breakfast, sit down by a fireplace, relax, and enjoy life. And hey, while I'm speaking about enjoying breakfast and enjoying life, let's take you around a tour of the actual breakfast buffet area. There you can get grits or oats or some dry cereals. Come over here, and if you have a sweet tooth, they're going to take care of you. You will not want for anything. Spinning around this way, we have an assortment of delicious savory treats, including a homemade omelet, should you want one. That's the omelet station right there. And we'll spin over if you don't want to wait to have a homemade omelet done, even though it only takes a few minutes. You can have your choice of all these savory ingredients, sausages, eggs, ham. Coming over here, if you like some fresh fruit, they have plenty of it. And of course, they have all kinds of yogurts for you as well. Then we move down here and we have the granola crowd's favorite toppings. And then over here, more savory foods, including a little hummus at the end. Moving away from the restaurant, we get to Arcadia, the amazing arcade area at Camelback. It's unbelievable. When I walked in here, this was like a whole revelation. And as I say in my newspaper article, I was literally gobsmacked by the size of this place. I'm not sure, short of going to the Jersey Shore or someplace like that on a boardwalk, I've ever seen a bigger arcade associated with a ski resort. Now, bear in mind, I'm not walking around in circles here. I am trying to walk you through as much of this arcade as I can show you. So the point is, it's huge. There's so much to see, so much to do. Flashing lights, all kinds of fun sounds. It is truly like a wonderland that you walk into as you come back through here. Sometimes you don't know what to look at first. Look left, look right. There's all kinds of flashing lights and people playing games and children laughing and adults laughing, and everybody's having a fun time. What a great thing to do with the kids or yourself after you're done skiing on the mountain for a day. And now I'm coming back here. You can see they have an escape room if you look there in the center of the image right now. They've got little bowling alleys over there. And again, all of these games in this huge, huge, massive room. I spin over to this one part and something catches my eye. It's some sort of a mirror maze. And I remember when I was a little kid, here it is, having the mirror maze at the carnivals and such that came to town. This one here is really mind-blowing. You look in there, and I stood here for a while and stared at it and still couldn't figure it out. It just looks like it goes on endlessly, and that, of course, is the trick of the mirrors. I didn't go in there because I was anxious to get to Aquatopia, and here it is. Now, talk about being gobsmacked when I went into the game room. I got into Aquatopia, and the first thing I see is this, the Flow Rider area. And I think, like, I have never seen anything like this at any ski resort, hotel, or lodge. I mean, I've seen heated pools, I've seen the occasional jacuzzi, but I've not seen this. Private cabanas with TVs that you can actually take advantage of if you want to put a group of people in. But there's ample seating everywhere at these various pools and water stations and water features that they have at Aquatopia. Look at this wave pool right here. I did spend a lot of time in the wave pool. I enjoyed the lulling action of the waves. Sometimes it's waves and sometimes they'll turn the waves off for a few minutes. Look at this ceiling, it's unique. In the summertime, you can actually get a suntan because the sun comes down through those panels up there on the ceiling. From the outside, this place is massive. You'll see some pictures that I took of it a little bit later on in this video, but look at these water features here. These are amazing. They go up several stories. There are several of them. I didn't see a crowd or a line at any of these things. I guess maybe because it's winter time and not as many people come in winter as summer, but why not come and do this after a day of skiing? First of all, the water is going to be especially good for your legs and all those ski muscles, you know, your quads, your calves, your glutes, your upper glutes, and your lats and your back and so forth. It's just good all the way around. So I'm marching us back now to, this is a place where I spent a lot of time, good old Mystic Springs. This is their version of a jacuzzi or hot tub, only it's huge, you know, and it goes indoors here, and it also goes outdoors. Now, while I was there, it was -2 degrees one day, up to 17 on both days, so I didn't do the outdoor part of the jacuzzi. Now, I was really impressed with this, and I had to do it. Look at this, an indoor river feature. You know, when you go to those water theme parks and they have the thing they call, quote-unquote, a lazy river, well, this is one, and it was fantastic. I spent a long time in the lazy river just chilling out. Look at these water slides. They're all over the place. There are several of them. As you can see, extreme slide adventures. The daring shall enter here. And there's people popping in and out of portals. They're going way up high, several stories high. I didn't have the nerve to go up that high. I'll ski any double black diamond in the world. But climbing up several stories and sliding down a tube on a water feature is probably not in my wheelhouse anymore. But I did like the jacuzzi and the wave pool. This is another look at the river feature. Really, really cool. Look at that big iguana up there. Just to tell you that it's like a fantasy world you've walked into. And again, this all adjoins your hotel. From the lobby on floor 2, it's one floor down to the Lost River there, and all of the water features in Aquatopia. I actually took a couple laps around this feature, the river feature, just without the inner tube, just walking, because that kind of water therapy is really good for your knees on down to your ankles. And that is good to get your ski muscles in shape for the next day of skiing if you're going to do multiple days, which I usually do. Over here's another look at the wave pool when the waves aren't happening. So you can see there's several minutes of calm, and then they actually put the waves in. Here's a nice feature. It's like you went to the Caribbean. This is a bar that is a pool. So you sit in the pool and you enjoy libations at the bar. And I was there in the morning filming this, so that's why there aren't that many people around. The night before, it was really fun. People actually sitting in there at the bar, sitting around the outside of the bar, sitting in all those areas. Once again, we see the surfing feature, the flow rider. Really neat. Really, really neat. Look at that. I actually didn't have the nerve to do that either. I was afraid I would get a muggy or worse. Taking a spin around, looking at some of the features downstairs. Here's our ski in, ski out feature. So we're on our way skiing now. This is how easy it is. You go down the elevator from your room, you walk out those doors at the Trails End Pub, and boom, you're right at the outrun of one of the main ski areas on the east side of the mountain, my favorite side of Camelback. And, you know, if you go on a weekday, there aren't that many people there, so you have the whole mountain to yourself. This is what I call a bluebird day with my mascot, Uller, the bluebird. Let's take a ski run. Uller, come! Plenty of snow being blown here at Camelback. It's going to be fabulous tomorrow. They've built up some 20-foot high snow whales on some of the trails, especially on my favorite part of the mountain, which is the east side. But let's go up one of the lifts on the east side. Yeah, a little bit of Latin groove going on there, you know, because it was a sunny day. Who cares that it was 10 degrees? You just cover everything up that matters and it's all good. So we're going up the lift here, and when we get off, we're going to take a look at the sign at the very top. Just enjoy the ride. This is part of the dime you pay to ski on beautiful mountains in the Poconos, or anywhere in the world for that matter. Right now we're looking at a section of a trail called Faro. It's rated as a black diamond on the mountain here at Camelback. A lot steeper than it looks in the video, but really nice. All snow, no ice, very, very good. Gonna continue to get our groove on here as we head toward the top of the mountain in the summit station. Beautiful sunny day. Yeah. Let's go. Uh-huh. Let's go. Mm-hmm. Let's go. Go, go, go. Now we'll raise the bar on the chairlift and slide over here to see the trail map. And yes, of course, it says Faro to the right. Let's go down Faro. How about it? I'll take it nice and easy. I'll leave my ski poles behind. I'll use my iPhone in one hand while I capably balance my weight on either ski as I'm descending down this trail. Let's go. Here we go. We hit a little head wall first, and then we have a real hard right-hand turn. Yeah! And then there's a chute that takes us down to the next head wall. This chute you can ski nicely when there's nobody around. Like on a weekday, like today, this is Tuesday, there's nobody around, so you can just ski from side to side and cut up the trail. Quite nice. Control your speed. No need to go like Batman out of the Batcave chasing the Joker today. Now we're coming to the second head wall right here. Notice the safety fence, so you don't go over the head wall the wrong way. And now we're gonna drop down over it. Yeah, little speed check right there again. Coming down into a flat and then a hard right turn. It's really fun when there aren't a lot of people around because you can just use up a lot of the terrain and let your speed carry you around the full arc of the turn. Now we're into another little chute. Not as steep as the first two we went down, the first two head walls. This is going to wind us around again to a hard left. What I like about Camelback is the trails are windy. They're not just straight down the mountain, which is kind of boring. Here's another chute. Going to take a hard right, go under the chair. Another little chute. You can pick up some speed if you want, or you can dump speed right here. And right down here, we're going to take a left-hand turn and head toward home and the fabulous Camelback Lodge, which is where I'm staying this time. First time ever, I wanted to do the ski-in, ski-out experience at Camelback, and it did not disappoint. It's amazing. There's the lodge, here's the final head wall, and we're gonna shush down and see the huge crowd of skiers on, oh, there is no crowd of skiers on a weekday. That's why you come on a weekday, if you can. There you go, that's our run. I hope you liked it as much as I did. A couple of runs later, instead of turning left to the lift, I turned right to where we started from for the ski back in experience. And there I am, walking up to the door. This is how easy it is, folks. Walking right on through, open the door. To the right is where you can check your skis and leave them there for the night. Or you can go left like I did and go right on in here and relax and have a nice libation or a delicious burger or any of the other delicious food in here at the Trails End Pub. I went in there early in the morning and had a nice carbonated beverage, and the bartender was real great. We sat and talked for a while. Good guy, good stuff. Now that we're back in the hotel, let me give you a little tour with pictures here. This is views from my room. All right, what a beautiful room on the 4th floor looking out at that gorgeous mountain and the ski trails. This is the living area with the fireplace you can see there. Another close-up of the fireplace looking in toward the bedroom, and then the very spacious bedroom. Beautiful king-size bed. I loved sleeping in there. And then, of course, you got to have a fireplace at a ski lodge, right? Someplace to rest your boots at the end of the day. This is another view of the lodge coming down off of one of the trails. This is a view of what I call snow whales with their snowmaking gear at Camelback. And one of my favorite places to eat up at the main or the older lodge is the ramen noodle place. I get ramen noodle bowls almost every time I ski there at lunchtime because they're full of nutrition and lots of liquids to rehydrate. So that's just my personal preference, but you can get almost anything you want there. Here are some of the spectacular views from the ski trails. Late in the day now, casting long shadows, thinking, wow, what a great place this is. And then a view from a faraway shot of the main hotel and the Aquatopia Center. And now we're looking back up toward the older part of the mountain and the older lodge. And I think lastly, I'd like to point out that Camelback does have a rich and long tradition in Pennsylvania's history of skiing and the ski experience and the skiing lifestyle. This latest ability to do the ski in, ski out at the lodge with Aquatopia and the arcade and all of those amenities is wonderful. Let these pictures from their archive speak for themselves as I bring them back to life using a little AI. Some vintage shots at Camelback Ski Resort, Tannersville, Pennsylvania. And lastly, let's not forget that at Camelback Ski Resort in Tannersville, Pennsylvania, in the beautiful Pocono Mountains, if all of the daytime activities aren't enough for you, you can ski at night under the lights. And there you have it. That's our trip to Camelback. This is Dave Kline for the Mountain Folklore newspaper column and Dave Kline Productions saying, I hope you have a great time next time you visit Camelback.